people on trails, that's another issue. This is as big as it gets. The Emerald Ash has completely invaded all of New England now. And apparently going out west, heading into Pennsylvania, that area, they've already had the problem, and it's much worse than what we have today. One of the issues is developing is just labor, just finding people to hire and train who are willing to go out there and do some of this work. Never mind about what it's costing or where you're going to find the money. Just find the people who are available to do it.
Okay, thank you.
It's being taken extremely seriously. I spent 2 hours this afternoon at a meeting discussing this.
Kind of going back to your comment about the village revitalization,
Mhm.
and your feelings that the document that we're putting together should be an RFP rather than RFQ. Question for you, did you see the document that Bill Garrett shared with the rest of us?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Well, it talks about RFQ versus RFP,
Mhm.
and clearly this project would fall under an RFQ.
I will be looking at that.
I was thinking like you, but after reading that, I changed my mind.
Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. I'll try to make it available for both of you.
And when you say RFQ, you're talking about request for qualifications or request for quotes?
Qualifications, I believe,
Qualifications.
what we're speaking of, and as opposed to a proposal for the property. Anyone else? Todd?
Yes, I have a question. We have a camera installed as well as a audio system. We appreciate that very much. Is the contents of these meetings being broadcast on YouTube?
Not live,
Well, I wouldn't think live. No, that's pretty
but
fancy.
it is, what does it take, about a week for it to go up on YouTube?
A week to 2 weeks.
Week to 2 weeks to go up on YouTube.
I've heard reports people can't find it on YouTube, including myself. How can we find it on YouTube?
Tom has a YouTube channel, I'll just send you the link.
Thank you.
I don't do YouTube or Facebook, so I couldn't even begin to help you with that.
Okay, well, that's okay. If it's there, and Linda will fix me up, I'll find it. You know, I've been to several meetings now, and I know this is probably not a pleasant subject to talk about, but it needs to be taken care of and put to bed. This issue with the wall on O'Connell Road. Was there inappropriate action taken and inappropriate monies being spent, public monies? Yes or no? Do we know yet?
The decisions that's based on were done in the spring of 2016, and I can't find anything that says it was inappropriate. It may not have been as well documented as it should have been.
Is there going to be a report written on this so we don't get questions anymore?
At this juncture, I thought we were through with it. I don't know. I can't offer you that. I'll have to look at it and see what we've got.
I suggest it'd be really nice if that's done, rather than hang fire like this. If it was a clean deal, it should be easy to write up. If there's got something wrong with it, to Rob's point in the last meeting, we should find the root cause and not let it happen again. This town has got serious financial issues in front of it, as you just explained, as one of them is the trees. We can't afford to waste money. Period. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a follow-up. So you're saying that it's standard procedure for a department head to negotiate with their employee for the town to do work on their property? And there to be no
Department head.
correspondence about it?
A department head. Who's the department head?
According to Mr. Curtin's statements, Beth Lunt negotiated with the town employees, who is a property owner, about having the pillars built. And there's no correspondence, so it's appropriate for the department head to negotiate with their employee. And the town doesn't get involved?
I don't think I would countenance that, but I was not party to that.
But you were selectman at the time.
No, I was not.
Yes, you were.
Spring of 2016, I was not the selectman. I'd gone off the board as of November 2015, and then when Mark left in the summer of 2016, I came back on.
And this came up in 2007 and 2017.
The payment was made, but the negotiation and the deal was done in 16. I was not party to that.
But you signed the payment.
The payment came far after the actual act. And
So-
I don't know why, and I really can't account for that.
So when you guys get checks in front of you, you just sign them? That's what I'm asking. I'm asking, where's the
No.
checks and balance?
We look at it, and we see who signed for it and what happened. And
But
we-
there's nothing on this. So you had a check in front of you and an invoice.
We had invoices, and we had a sign off on it, and we signed it. We agreed that it was okay.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, moving on. To unfinished business. East Haddam Village Revitalization Committee, they met on October 24th. We've already discussed that a bit. And discussion about RFP versus RFQ. And we're going to get copies of that and take a look at it. We approved at the last meeting a membership in the Main Street Center, Connecticut Main Street, and that check has been issued. They are now members and looking into what services are available, hopefully getting connections with some developers through them and finding out just what's available to us. So that should be moving along right now.
Do we have the results back from the testing yet? The environmental testing?
Yeah, we got the final results.
Yeah.
The final results we have?
Ron? The final testing for, from Eagle, have we seen the last results of that?
You still have a draft report, they haven't
I'm sorry?
finished. You still have a draft report, they haven't finished. Drafted.
We don't have a final document.
We don't have the final document yet.
What's the holdup?
Just want to meet one more time to make sure it meets everyone's criteria.
Okay.
Who do they have to meet with?
Well, we've been meeting with Jim, Emmett, and,
Them?
Tim.
Okay.
Do you expect changes in it, or, I mean,
They just want to make sure the language is appropriate for our, essentially done this.
Do we have an idea when that will be forthcoming?
We'll let you know tomorrow.
Oh. Thank you.
There you go. Okay. Moving on to the transfer station, final report discussion ordinance. I've gone up and asked that we get a list of what we require to reorganize the direction of flow, traffic flow at the transfer station. And I'm also looking to reopen the back so that we can let some of the guys with bigger loads get back there and unload them. The problem right now is that we're looking into that earlier this fall, and when they went to open the gates on it, the hinges broke. And they've been trying to get up there. They had problems with the welder, I guess the portable welder, and spoke to them just the other day. They're going to get up there and re-weld the hinges so they can get the gates back on. There's going to be an extension on the back gate to raise it a little bit higher to preclude people falling in, getting over the edge of it. There's also going to be rules concerning unloading from within your truck. The danger of standing up in a pickup or a large dump truck and falling into it is very great. And one of the criteria for going back there and using it is the acceptance that you do it all from the ground. We don't need to wind up with people falling in. So we're looking to reroute the traffic, and I'd like to see that done this fall, preferably before December, depending on how fast they get the welding done. And then we're going to be reopening the back for dumping. And it's probably going to follow your original plan, Randy. There is a plan to bring it down bring vehicles in front of the main hopper there and just go down next to the building to get onto the scale. But that's going to require paving and some site work, and probably at this stage of the game, that's not practical. So we'll follow the original plan and then review changing it later. But I do want to get that done. I think that's a good idea. Everyone up there agrees with it. Talk to the guys that work up there, they think it's a great idea. And we're going to see that it gets done. The next step. Anything on that?
So there's other issues as part of this. Are we going to be acting on any of those in the near future?
Well, the sticker thing, they're supposed to be making sure that everyone has one. And they keep telling me they're doing it, and I keep hearing about people who are getting through without a sticker. And I keep reminding them. And I think we suggested at one point that we might go up there and just not do it, not issue stickers, but just kind of remind people when we saw a vehicle without a sticker. And let them know that somebody's watching.
Okay, so that's one thing which is very simple and minor. We still are scaling our commercial haulers that are going in there.
That is required by state statute. And they don't like it, we don't like it.
Well,
Everybody would
it's
like to
potentially
stop.
damaging our scale, I suspect, because I don't think it was really designed for that. But as importantly, if we are looking at some savings, that was one of the impetuses to move forward in recommendations of this, especially if we're going to be, purchasing a container truck and trying to reduce our hauling costs. So this needs to be addressed.
I thought that was an issue because of the contract, the union contract to include.
Well, we have a union contract now, so.
We have a union contact, and they will not be hauling.
Okay.
As the transfer station. We have others who are willing to do it.
Okay.
However, with the tree situation and the rain situation, we truly do not have any excess capacity up there.
And I think it's
Straight
even more
up.
important that the commercial haulers be hauling to wherever, rather than to our facility.
Yeah.
Reduce our costs.
That's certainly something we've got to get into. Not arguing with you, but we've got to find the time to do it. And right now, we're straight out.
We as,
Myself and everyone else involved.
I'm just afraid that there's always gonna be an issue managing this town and whatever, that there's always gonna be something more important that's gonna take precedence over this. And I'm thinking that maybe this is one of the most important things we have to deal with.
I don't want to get into debate on it right now. Many of the premises that were involved with the recommendations are changing. If you go out and you take a look at China's willingness to take trash, our trash now, our recyclables, that's fading very fast. Get involved with Mira, and they're already talking about charging for recyclables going into their operation in Hartford. I need to get up and find some time to do it, and sit with the guy up in Willimantic, find out what the future holds for us. That is going to change. And China is really becoming a driving force on that. Our recyclables are too dirty. They want them far more selective in terms of what we give them, and they're not taking a whole lot of them anymore that they were taking right up until just a few months ago. So the landscape is changing, and it's changing very fast. And I think we need to be ahead of that when we get involved with it. And that's, as I said, I've got to get up to Willie, sit down with him, find out just what is happening, what he sees in the future.
And have you had any meetings with Deep or whoever else handles the recycling for their
Not yet.
input? I would start with DEP because I would think that they would have a less biased.
I need to know what the market is right now, because I know on the other side of the river, the market has changed. And my question is, why hasn't Willimantic changed too? Have they got an in somewhere or don't they?
Yes, I understand that the Chinese have been becoming more particular in what they're accepting. But,
A great deal that was being accepted no longer is. And one of the questions is glass. What they're saying is our glass smells funny. I don't know quite what that means, but they don't really like our glass anymore. And I've heard that that's being stockpiled, and I'm not sure for what or where. So, as I say, there's some information.
As long as there's a good reason, I mean, you know,
I,
I mean,
it's been
funny
on
smelling
my,
glasses.
it's been on my chart. I've got to get up there, and every time I get ready to go, something pops. Control of animals, the trailer, citations, those are all pending. Crisis and strategic communications.
Could we talk about those for a minute? I mean,
Sure.
we can move those, I believe,
Sure.
even though they're sitting, we're waiting for the citation portion of it, but there's no reason that we can't at least get people aware of what's being enacted, even if we don't have the citation to move them or to enforce it. So I think it's one thing, just so I don't have to look at it, and so doesn't have to
I
look
would
at
like
it,
it
to
all
move these
to be
along to the hearing.
Now, we gotta go to public hearing on the town meeting.
Right.
We can certainly schedule that. And, it'll be without teeth because we won't have this citation part.
That's fine.
But, we can do that.
Would you want to do that now, or definitely at the next meeting?
Let's do it at the next meeting. We don't have anything prepared for that.
Thank you.